Tucker, we're learning more about the suspect in today's deadly shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville. Law enforcement now says the 28-year-old woman had drawn a detailed map of the school and conducted surveillance before killing 3 students and 3 adults. The suspect who was killed by police is also believed to be a former student at the private school. Nashville Police Chief John Drake says the suspect, who was female and identified as transgender, left behind a manifesto.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the school shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee, in which 3 9-year-old children and 3 adult staff members were killed by a 28-year-old woman by the name of Audrey Hale, who was a former student at the school. This is a very small Christian school with only about 200 students. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say rest in peace to all those who died, the children, the adults, and my prayers out to your families. Also, I want to say God bless the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, MNPD, for going right to the threat, wasting no time, and taking this woman out. God bless you guys. Now, I have actual footage of the police going into the building and taking her out. I also have footage of her going into the building, initially shooting the doors or whatever. If you want to see any of that, please visit the link in the description box below. If you're on IG, go to the link in the bio and go to the corresponding article on the website. Everything will be right there. I may have some screenshots in this video, but if you want to see the full thing, links in the bio or in the description, wherever you are. Now, there's a lot to say here. Elephant in the room. This person identified as transgender, okay? A biological XX female who identified as a male. Okay, that's very important, because one thing about a lot of these mass shootings that we all know is that there's a mental health component. Okay, right when this happened, people talking about, oh, we got to have tighter gun control. Republicans don't want to do anything. They are asleep at the wheel, all kind of stuff. And I'm going to show her guns she had in a minute. But the obvious problem here is mental health. There have been other transgender or gender non-conforming, non-binary school shooters. Usually, a school shooter would be a young male between the ages of 18 and 22 with prior mental health problems. Okay, a lot of times they're isolated. They kind of get, crazy in their head, and they go out and commit an atrocity like this. But this person kind of fits into that category because obviously there's mental health problems. As a matter of fact, I have evidence here. This person, Audrey Hale, quote unquote, Aiden Hale, sent messages to a friend right before the shooting, minutes before it. You can see it right here. Okay. This is my last goodbye. I love you. See you again in another life, Audrey, and Aiden in parentheses. And then the person says, Audrey, you have so much more life to live. I pray God keeps you and covers you. Because remember, this person did go to the school. It's a Christian school. So I would presume that their friend circle, anybody that knows him, is going to be Christian as well, okay? It continues. I know, but I don't want to live. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to upset you or get attention. I need to die. And there's more, okay? Talking about you're going to see me on the news and all this and that and the third. I left a lot of evidence, and Audrey did leave quite a bit of evidence. There's a manifesto. I'm not sure what's in the manifesto, but the police say that it does exist, and they're going through it right now to figure out what's happening. What I do know is that Audrey had a bunch of drawings and plans, and the school had been scoped out by this person to go in there and do what wound up happening. Initially, they said that she went through a side door, and some might have thought that the door was not secure or whatever, but in the footage, which I do have, and again, link in the box, she shot through the doors. So I'm not really sure how much more security could it have been. It probably was locked, but she shot through it. So that's that. Now, there's obviously more here. Let's get to the guns, because that's the thing people are talking about. The news, you'll see the news talking about, oh, well, she had assault weapons. Like, what does that even mean? A pistol and 2 assault weapons. So this is the pistol right here. Okay, regular nondescript type of, semi-auto pistol. And then here is one of the rifles. This could be considered a pistol as well. This like, or even the short barrel rifle. I guess that's the new terminology right now because that's not 16 inches. It's like about a 10-inch barrel at best. And on the back of it, that is not a stock, but it functions that way. That's an arm brace. You can see the hole right there. You're supposed to put your arm in. Okay, that's the same thing that the guy had at the shooting at the Asian, like the old man had something like that, right? So that's considered to be, I guess you would say maybe like an AR pistol. And I'm not sure what this is. I've never seen this before. You got to send the magazine. It's like a pistol with a bunch of extra stuff on it. It doesn't look legal at all. I've never really seen that in Bob's gun store or anywhere. But this is what she had while roaming through the school. Now, I'm sure that a lot of this was not obtained legally. So we're talking about gun laws, things of that nature. I'm not sure that would have stopped what happened here. Furthermore, most of the murders in the country, most of the shootings in the country happen with these right here. So we're talking about assault weapons. Is that an assault weapon? I think the narrative behind that is to ban all guns from being sold at a regular store, which will only leave the criminals with the guns rather than law-abiding citizens. Okay, so your ability to protect yourself will be diminished. But that's that as far as the guns. Now, there's more. The mom has spoken out saying that she wants privacy. She thinks she lost her daughter. Well, yeah, your daughter is dead now because of what happened. And this is the person right there, the shooter. Okay. All right. And then I guess that's mom. And then I'm not sure. Maybe that's Audrey right there. Maybe that's her brother or somebody. And the mother had been posting a bunch of stuff about gun safety and gun laws and whatnot on her social media. Okay. So that's that. And those are the guns again. And that's outside the school. It's really, really difficult to look at. I was looking at the police officers and whatnot. They were out there. They were really going through a lot because it's tough to see that many children experience something like that. There was a picture of a little girl in the school bus and how she had hand in the window and was crying. It was terrible. It really was. Now, as I was saying, you got a lot of politicians trying to attack Republicans, talking about you guys aren't doing anything. And they want to point to a recent law that passed in Tennessee where they're banning drag shows away from children. And some people, I'm not going to play any videos. I've seen some videos that were originally on TikTok and then they made their way to Twitter. You got these influencers talking about, well, the reason why this happened is because Tennessee wants to erase trans people. They hate trans people. No. I mean, we got to just understand what's going on. Nobody's trying to stop drag queens from performing in front of adults, but it's not appropriate for a drag queen to perform in front of children. I've seen some really disgusting videos online. There was one video where even the so-called drag queen was taken aback by kids being there. Okay, the drag queen had on prosthetic breasts, was shaking them around in front of adults, and all of a sudden, he sees a little girl. She couldn't have been no more than about 3 or 4 years old. A toddler in the show looking at her. Right when the drag queen saw this, he covered up. It's like, this is a kid right here. It's inappropriate for children to be around this kind of stuff. Drag queen story time, having these drag queens perform in front of little boys and girls. There was another video that I'm surprised is even on the internet. It should be considered CP and get reported to the federales right away. If anybody has that on their hard drive, they should get it called, be like, hey man, what's going on? There was a 13-year-old boy, if I'm not mistaken, dressed up as a girl dancing in a club in front of adult males. What are we doing? Do we live in Afghanistan? What's happening here? Okay, this bill is appropriate, but people are pointing toward it saying this is part of the reason why this happened. You can't back a dog into a corner and expect for the dog not to bite. Ridiculous. Obviously, there's a mental health problem. A lot of these people that identify as LGBT or trans or whatever may not necessarily even be that. They just have mental health problems. They are mentally ill and should be treated as such, rather than us just giving into the delusion and saying everything's okay. How about we take a step back and figure out a way to treat this, figure out a way to get to the root of the problem and solve it right there. But as I close, I want to say this again: rest in peace to all the children, 3 9-year-old children that passed away, and also the 3 adult staff members. May they rest in peace. Prayers out to the family. God bless Metro Nashville Police Department. You guys did an amazing job taking this person out. And I hope that the takeaway from all of this is to really champion mental health and not just buy into any and every delusion that people want to have. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here? Do you think that I'm right about what I'm saying? Do you think I'm wrong about what I'm saying? Is there more to add that I did not talk about? You know, they're talking about the so-called Trans Day of Vengeance, which is coming up, like April 1st, if I'm not mistaken? Okay, you're talking about this kind of stuff. Now, is anybody going to say that led toward the mass shooting? Or are they going to say, well, the reason why the mass shooting happened is because you guys want to deny children the opportunity to look at trans people dancing or drag queens dancing in front of them? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's not a gun issue. It's not LGBT phobe, whatever. It's not about hating people that are of that particular community. It's not even about that. It's about people that have serious problems, that are fighting serious demons internally. And then when their fight fails, they go out and do stuff like this. Okay? Buying into the delusion, catering to them, will not make the problem go away. It won't fix the problem. It doesn't treat the problem. You got to truthfully treat it and try to fix it rather than just buying into it. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.